Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Whitney with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and in today's video I have 4 farmhouse home decor DIYs that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So let's jump into our first one. So we're going to make a cute little farmhouse egg wreath. Now what we're going to start out with using is a pack of 2-piece of the 8-inch wreath rings that you can get at the Dollar Tree. But you can also get these pretty much at most craft stores. But again, I use the 8-inch size. That comes in a 2-pack at Dollar Tree. And I did buy these before. It was the $1.25 tree. So I got a deal. Got a smoking deal of a whole quarter. Saved. In any event, we're going to use both of those wreaths. And this actually right here, almost slightly embarrassing, showing up right here. Yes, it says Easter 2014. Yes, guys, I have had this little bag of fake Easter eggs since 2014. But good news is I am using it today. So I'm taking these eggs and I'm going to remove all the goodies off of them, and we're going to paint them a plaster. I think it's plaster. No, cashew. Bless you. A cashew color. But so here's I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to sandwich them between the 2 wreaths. So I've seen this particular project done on a larger scale, but I did not want to use large eggs. I did not want to use a bigger wreath or a bunch of stuff. I wanted it to be cute and simple. That way you can nestle it, lean it up against the side of a tiered tray maybe, and or put it inside a larger opening of a tiered tray. But in any event, I was doing a little mini wreath. So I believe I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these eggs. And this size egg is... I would say it's just a standard egg. This actually feels like a normal large grade A egg that you would use in your kitchen. So I pulled all of the little ribbons off of all of them, and I'm going to put them on extra pieces. These are just pieces of stems from floral bushes that I have saved. Again, I keep everything for kind of trash. That way you can use it. And it's an extra piece of styrofoam. So I placed the stems, the little pieces of the wired stems, into the bottom of the eggs to make it easier to paint, and then also to stick them in the styrofoam so that they can dry. And they all took about 1 coat, except for those blue ones. The blue ones ended up taking 2 coats of paint. I wasn't surprised by that because it was a darker color. And if you guys just saw right there, I was checking my phone on the side, and it's July. It's mid-July right now. But I put a pumpkin and a Halloween picture on my cell phone because it makes me happy. I'm ready to do the holidays, guys. The next couple... those videos are coming. Fall and Halloween are coming, and I couldn't be more happy or excited about it this year. So, stay tuned. Anyways, paint all of your eggs here. 1 coat each, again, unless the paint shows through. You may be able to find already natural colored eggs or actually faux eggs at Hobby Lobby, maybe in the little fruit section. But in any event, these turned out perfect, and they look like actual eggs. I'm not going to put any of the splatter. You've seen people do splatter marks and splatter paint with like paintbrushes or toothbrushes and stuff, but I didn't want to make a mess. And honestly, I don't eat eggs that have those on those. These everyday normal eggs in my home are white or brown, and I didn't want to paint them white, so I have a natural colored egg. And for me, this is perfect for my home decor, and it looks like an egg to me. So if you want to put the little splatters on it, go for it. And I'll tell you guys, honestly, the main reason I didn't is because I didn't want to make a mess. I wasn't in the mood to make a mess. So in any event, I'm taking some of my Spanish moss. I got a very large bag from Hobby Lobby, which is much more affordable than the smaller bags at $1.25. And actually the Hobby Lobby moss is a better quality in my opinion, but you guys take a look and make your decisions as you see fit. So we're just going to nestle a dab of glue, and then we're going to put just a small amount, just pull it all. It's going to be very messy. A small amount of Spanish moss in between each egg. So I'm facing all my eggs the same direction. So we have the pointier part hitting the rounder part of each egg, and then in between each one, I'm just filling it in with some Spanish moss. So once we get all of those guys glued together, I'm going to take the other wreath and I'm going to sandwich it on top. So basically you've got kind of like a little... Let's see, ice cream sandwich. You guys, I can refer everything back to food. Please let me know I'm not alone on that. I'm like, oh, someone says, oh, it's cold in here. And I'm like, I'm chilly. I'm like, I love chili with cheese and onions. Anyways. Any event, so you've got like a little ice cream sandwich thing going on here, and in order to secure it together, I used four 4-inch zip ties, and I pulled them pretty tight once I got them all on, and then I cut the pieces off. And here I'm using a dab of hot glue on the end of all the pieces you've cut, so that way the sharp end that you have on those zip ties isn't sharp anymore and you don't have to worry about it. So here you see me taking extra little pieces of Spanish moss and then kind of rolling it in between both of my hands, making like cute little like bundles there. And then I'm using the end of you can use a stick, a popsicle stick, and I'm just kind of tucking that into each one, filling in any loose spaces I see fit. And then we're going to use our scissors. We're going to cut off all the extras, get some of that stuff that's like crazy out of control. And then this item is going to shed no matter what you do. It's just minimal amount of shedding. This is what we're left with at the end. I love the way this looks. I did not paint, and there I'm pointing out where you can see I put glue on the end. So technically that is the back. You can see the zip ties if you get close enough, but I don't think it's detrimental to the portrait. I think it looks really great. If you see something else, go ahead and cover them or paint them, cover them with more Spanish moss. Right now, right here, I'm going to show you that next step is I'm going to cover it with chicken wire. So I got this chicken wire ribbon from craftoutlet.com many years ago. But you guys, I've seen this in many different craft supply chains online. I do not know if Amazon has any, but we can look into that. That's not that hard. This is 4 inches wide. So it's a 4-inch wide chicken wire ribbon. Or I have seen Dollar Tree actually has a large roll of chicken wire, if you're able to get that, or you can also pick it up at any hardware store. This is just much more manageable for my project because it's perfect wide enough for me to grab it, and it's kind of really thin. This is definitely a decorative thing. If you can see here the detail on it, it's a very thin chicken wire. It's not actual real chicken wire, but there is still the possibility of poking yourself, which I did a couple times, so be careful. All I did was cut that one stick off the end. It's like the end piece, and then I'm rolling it around and I'm shaping it to the form of the wreath. Now you can also stretch this. You can pull it any which way, but I put the majority of this ribbon towards the front so that when you're looking at your wreath close up, you see the chicken wire, and it looks as though it's kind of like holding it all around. If you guys have seen this project before, it's because I am not the first one to do it, but at the same time, everybody uses different supplies and everybody has a different take on it. So that's it for the wreath. Right now I'm going to put a burlap bow on it. So this is my 6-inch burlap that I love to use. I have a lot of it on hand. I got mine at Michael's, but you can pick this up anywhere, whether it's Hobby Lobby or burlapfabric.com. All these places sell lots of burlap. So I literally just cut a loop. I secured it in the middle with a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to cinch it as you saw. So here, this is actually Dollar Tree ribbon that I got a while back. It's like a mesh kind of ribbon. I looped that on itself 2 times, so it's literally 2 loops, and then I'm going to use this extra green buffalo ribbon. I'm going to make this into an actual classic bow, so this one will have tails. So I'm going to leave this one last, and you'll see me here fussing with it and making it into a bow. So these 2 guys here, I'm actually going to use a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to secure those in the middle. And at first I thought I would just add that, but what I'll do is I'll secure these 2 together with the pipe cleaner first. And then I'm just twisting that in the back just to keep those 2 together. And now for this guy here, I'm going to take a piece of the jute cord here, and I'm going to just cinch it in the middle. You basically make an awareness ribbon shape, and then you squeeze that in the middle, and that gives you a classic bow design. So I tied it around the middle, so it gave it a cute little jute binding in the middle, and then I used the tails to tie it around the middle of this particular bundle that I had already made with the pipe, or with the pipe cleaner. So then all I did also right there was a little bit of glue just to dab in on a little piece of the burlap that got loose. I'm dovetailing the ends, and then we're just going to wrap this around our wreath, and our bow is done. And it was very, very fast, very cute, and also very effective for the situation, for the design I'm looking for. Now you could stop here, but I have to add something to it. So these actually are some eucalyptus branches I got last year during fall. I did not get them this year yet, although the Dollar Tree by me has added some good fall stuff. I have a lot of stuff I just picked up that I want to show you guys. So in any event, I didn't want to put bright green, but I also didn't want to go full on fall yet. So I just grabbed one bundle. So I bought this when it was still $1. So $1 bundle of the eucalyptus, and I'm just tucking it in on all sides. The ones that are closer inside the bow, I pulled off of the bundle, and then I put 2 stems on either side under the bow onto the actual wreath. So they're glued onto the eggs in the wreath. The rest I'm nestling inside the bow, different parts of it, and then of course I'm spreading out the bow with, you know, my hands. I'm pulling out the little that mesh ribbon. I'm kind of making sure those two loops are kind of separated. But other than that, it's just fill it in as you see fit, and that's all I added to it. I didn't add any extra stuff. The Spanish moss gives it such a cute little like farmhouse. Obviously, guys, it's chicken wire and chicken eggs and, you know, moss and the coloring and the burlap. It screams farmhouse, and it literally makes me so happy. This is so cute and very, 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 very farmhouse. So honestly, I wouldn't even say you have to put this in your kitchen. I would put it pretty much anywhere in my house, even though it's eggs. Now again, it does shed a little bit, so wherever you're going to put it, make sure you don't mind a little sprinkling of Spanish moss all over the place. I mean, it's minimal. I've seen other wreaths where people have really loaded them up, and they're pretty, but not my thing. So moving on, this one here is our second DIY. Now this one's really fast, really simple. This is one of the little metal bottle caps you can get at Dollar Tree. I believe it just says metal bottle cap. Yeah, metal bottle cap. So what I'm going to do is just create a cute little wall hanging. And again, most of the time my wall hangings, you just put them as shelf sitters as well. And then this here's a flexible stencil that I got at Dollar Tree. And they're not lying. See me right there? They're really flexible. They're actually pretty cool looking. So what happened here is that once I got this stencil out, I realized it doesn't fit well on that circle. The letters were hanging off. So I got a different stencil. I bought two at the same time. This one says Farmer's Market, has a chicken or a rooster on it. Super cute. That right there, guys, don't do that. I put a piece of painter's tape on there, and I ended up tearing it when I needed to move it. And I tore the feet off of my little chicken in the middle there. But this is, I'm not very experienced with stenciling or the mesh stencils or the chalk paste stencils. So I was kind of nervous as to if this would even show up or if it would turn out and bleed, because I didn't use Mod Podge. I know a lot of people have a Mod Podge trick. But in any event, this is just a stencil brush. I got a 3-pack of them. And I honestly, guys, cannot remember where I got these brushes. If it's important to you, just get a nice brush. I know a lot of people use the Dollar Tree brushes. I do not like them. I think they shed. I've had experiences where all they do is just shed on my project. Shed. All the little bristles everywhere. So I either got this pack at Michael's or I may have gotten it at Hobby Lobby. I know I did not buy them from Amazon, so I'm very sorry, guys. I can't tell you where I got the brushes. But it's a very thick brush. It's a decent handle. It's pretty heavy. Now right there, it's where I ripped the little feet off. So sad. I had no intention of taking the stencil off just yet. And so since I said, well, you know what, I'm going to continue, I didn't want to leave it. Yeah, that's cute the way it is right there with the little circle in the middle. You could always apply like a little wooden cutout or some sort of like another embellishment or a flower of some sort. But I wanted that chicken on there because it looks cute with the wreath we just made. It's got eggs on it. So I just put it back on, held it down with my hands because it dried extremely fast. And then here I'm using the edge of the actual stencil holder to kind of just flatten it out so it looks like it has solid feet. And then I'm also using use something hard to kind of scratch at your chalk paint and give it a nice little clean edge. You know, clean up any little messes. This is also a good way on how to clean up any kind of like oopsies or if it bleeds or something like that. You can just go in there with something hard, whether it's a toothpick or, you know, something like that. But look how perfect that was. I'm not very good at stenciling, in my opinion. I've done some things in the past that, you know, previous to having a YouTube channel that were an absolute mess. So here I'm just putting a coat, end up putting 2 coats of regular Mod Podge on the front. I don't know if Mod Podge makes anything for metal, but I know they have waterproof stuff and fabric stuff. But you guys let me know, share with us in the comments if you're a Mod Podge or you have experience. I literally only have this 1 bottle of original Mod Podge, and I did 2 coats, and it dried perfect. Now here, this is just a little 1 loop finger bow. And I know that since I'm using this on metal, I'm going to go ahead and use my medium Star Bond adhesive and the accelerator that goes with it. And here I'm going to show you guys just how quick it is. Now I have sped this up, but you're going to see in a second. I dabbed it on, I put the accelerator on the metal piece, put the bow on it, and by the time I had both lids on both of our bottles, here I'm going to pick it up by the bow. That stuff is no joke. I love Star Bond. I absolutely love that Star Bond. It works so well. So that's it. I didn't use any florals, no, just cute little simple bow. And we can, you know, here I have it setting up against things, so it shows it still has good potential to be a shelf sitter as well as a hanging project. You could also hang this inside the center of a bigger wreath or another wreath item, something that you can change it out. You could also use this as the O in a home sign. If you've made a home sign and you need the O interchangeable for different times of the year, you could use this as like maybe your summer piece for the O in a home sign. This has just a lot of potential. I love these little bottle caps. And I have a couple more, so you guys are going to see those probably going forward. I'm definitely going to do one for Christmas. I can't wait to show you guys that. It's just ideas I have, but what do you guys think? Okay, last one. Now we got 2 DIYs in one here. So first off, I'm going to show you. This is just a cute little pedestal, a wooden pedestal I picked up at Michael's. You could also use a candle holder if you have those too. A candlestick candle holder. We have another of the metal bottle caps, and this here is a very large tin can from the kitchen. I'm showing you here in comparison. These are the smaller ones that I've used in other DIYs. That's a normal, like on the right would be a can of corn. On the left is a can of, I don't want to tell you what it was because I'm ashamed because I ate the whole can. But anyways, we're going to use a larger can to make a project. So the first DIY of this, I'm going to take this gel stain. It's an Americana gel stain in oak. Oak is not my favorite color. I actually meant to buy walnut from Amazon, but this turns out very pretty. I like the walnut better. Both, I have them in my Amazon shop, so if you want to take a peek at my Amazon shop, the link is in the description below. You can take a peek of most of any of the supplies I mentioned that I bought from Amazon or in that link. I get a small commission from anything that you purchase, so every little bit helps. So go ahead and take a peek at my Amazon shop if you guys feel that you would like to do so. Helps every little bit helps out. So I'm just taking this and I'm applying it. It was easier with a paintbrush because of all the little grooves and crevices in this candlestick or in this pedestal. But normally I would either use a baby wipe or a piece of paper towel. But I would apply it, then I would wipe it off with my paper towel. And I just wanted to make sure the wood grain came through. I also wanted an even coat. Now that right there on the very top looks a little uneven because that's the top I'm going to glue it on. And now my first time I bought some finishing wax. This is a white wax that I bought off of Amazon. And I'm finding it here right now. I'll show you. This is the Jolie brand, and this is in my Amazon store, and I love this stuff. It turns this color into such a nice, soft oak that I love the way it turns it. It also smells good. You know, you guys, you know in my last video, I was like, I really like the smell of these transfers. This stuff smells good. I can't help it. Even after it dries, you can buff it if you want, but that's it. I literally applied it. I got that large brush I'm using right there off of Amazon. That's a chalk paint or a wax brush. And that was super simple to put all that on. So now I'm taking another bottle cap, and this time I'm going to take off the hanger because we're going to use this as the top of making basically a small riser. And I'm going to put this facing upside down so it's almost like a little bowl. And right now I'm measuring to make sure, excuse my large brain holder right in the camera. I'm measuring to make sure I have it even. I'm using one of the white Dollar Tree Crafter's Square white paint markers to make sure I have my little circle there. I'm adding a lot of E6000 around the edge, a little bit of hot glue in the middle, and then we're just going to hold that down. Now you can clamp it. Now see right there, I tried to staple it. It said nope. It's not as thin as I thought it was. So the glue and the adhesive worked great. That is a solid piece, and that was how fast that is. But it is a part 1 to our tin can project. Now, for my tin can, I'm going to use a candle wax technique for aging the paint. I've seen a lot of people do it. So I got a candle from Dollar Tree. I took the wick and everything out of it, and I am rubbing it all over my can. I've already cleaned the adhesive off my can, then I wiped my can off so I have a clean can, and I am wiping wax all over it. So you can see there, it's messy. It is full of candle wax. Now I'm taking, this is a smaller container, but it is Folk Art Home Decor white chalk paint, and I'm putting one decent coat. I'm loading my brush up and I'm giving it one thick coat. And that is all you're doing, one thick coat of paint all the way around on the bottom. And then also as well, I did about 1 inch down on the inside of the can here. If you'll see there, I went about 1 inch down just in case, should I change out an arrangement, you might see it. So now once our paint is dry, take any type of tool that you have that is solid and just start scratching off the wax that's underneath your paint. Anywhere that wax is will come off, and you can't really see because I'm using a puppy pad underneath there that's also white, but you'll see the wax is coming off, and it's on my project, it's on my table there. And I love the way this turns out. This is a different distressing method. This is not just using what would you say? You cannot achieve this look with sandpaper or with any other type of high grit sandpaper. You would scratch the actual metal. Now, yes, I'm using a harder object. This is one of those plastic clay knives or a putty knife you can get from Dollar Tree, or you could also use, a Cricut scraper or a squeegee of some sort, or a credit card or a popsicle stick, just anything. But look at that distressing. It's so, I love it. You cannot achieve that with sandpaper. So this is a different look that I have fell in love with. So you guys get ready. You might see me using a lot of that candle wax. And when I've seen other people do it, and that's my project. I had planned on attaching the two permanently, but I decided to leave them separate. I forgot what I was saying before that, guys. I got distracted. I saw something pretty and shiny on the screen. Anyways, we're going to fill our cup up. So this is a Dollar Tree block of this is the softer foam, almost I want to say the softer floral foam. So I measured where the top of the can was, and then I went down 1 inch from that, and I'm just cutting that off so that I have a solid piece to put into the can, which will be reusable for quite some time. Once it gets to be too many holes, you'll pull that out, go get yourself another $1.25 block of styrofoam, stick that in there. So my first bundle here is a bundle I got at Hobby Lobby a while ago. I'm not even sure it matters how much I paid for it because I'm just trying to kill out the stash that I have. But this is also something that I plan to reuse. Now, each one of those I cut off and then I cut them in half again. And some of them, because I cut them in half, needed to be curled over on one end of the wire so that they didn't fall off. I had a small, tiny bit of Dollar Tree Spanish moss. I put that in the top of it, and I'm just going to put all of my little greenery, shorter greenery pieces all around the outside. This is also a very old Hobby Lobby hydrangea bush that I had used for a previous project many years ago. And I'm just taking the smaller hydrangeas off of it, not the big ones. I put about 3 in there, and then I took another couple pieces of their greenery. Now, the soft greens of the sagey bush that I'm putting in first, I think look absolutely great. I mixed 3 different greens here that I wouldn't normally have done. I don't usually want to take like the bright lime or fern or grassy green and mix that with a muted sage, but I think this is a good transition in from summer to fall, and it makes me happy. So again, I haven't been to any classes or courses. I just do what makes my eyes and my heart happy. You guys do that too. And when you guys share with them things, you guys make the most beautiful projects too. So I think the arrangement turned out just absolutely gorgeous. And then that's basically right there our end result. But I did leave the pieces separate. And even if you choose, you could even put some more. Now see, I left the holes there in the front. I didn't actually stage it properly. I should have put them in the back, but just go ahead and skip past that. But even down there at the bottom, you could put another ring of greenery or sprinkle some flowers or maybe even some small river rocks or little gems or anything down there in that when you put another item inside your riser. So that upside down bottle cap facing upward can actually do a lot more than just hold another item. You can put some extra pretty little things to grab your eyes in it. So that's basically the 2-in-1 that turned into a total of 4 DIYs. I love everything today. These guys, these projects are making me happy, guys. You guys are making me happy. I want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support, your continued support, your very kind and loving comments. You guys are doing a great job. And thank you so much for just showing up and being here with me, jibber jabbering and all that good stuff. So I appreciate everything you do. I love all these projects. You guys tell me what you think in the comments, and if you have any ideas or requests, let me know and I can see what I can do and maybe take that idea and run with it. So that's about all I got. Of course, I'll do the normal like and subscribe. I mean, if you can't or don't feel or aren't able to buy me a coffee on my coffee page to support the channel, just commenting below, liking the video, sharing it, all that stuff helps the YouTube know me so that the YouTube can send me out to more people and get my channel noticed. I have that coffee page, so follow me there because I do post everything the same day as well as pictures of my projects, and then there are DIYs for sale on my coffee page as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you guys, and take care. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, happy crafting. Bye-bye.